You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate.
Yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll go see Spider-Man."
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoff. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god!
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I feel like I was just so loud there, and Kimmel
You always
didn't even react. I am? Okay, well, welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I'm Josh Wingate. He's Josh Kimmel. Make sure to follow us on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, Mugs and Balls, Fins Talk Sports. We're also on what's it called? Discord. I guess that's what they call it. So go to Twitter, join our Discord, and join the conversation. Oh, we got a buddy over here. He literally waited until we went live because he knows if he didn't do it right then and there, I would have said he was not drinking vodka, which he probably finished already and just put water in there.
No, because I've been honestly the reason why I'm drinking this. Go get a beer. Is because I was at Publix and I was like, man, raspberry lemonade sounds awesome. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to drink this raspberry.
Publix tea.
Yeah, raspberry lemonade.
Yeah,
I'm like,
obviously.
That's the reason why I'm drinking tonight because I went to Publix. I'm like, I want this raspberry lemonade.
Going crazy.
There we go.
Mad Elf. So, yeah. How's life treating you?
It's amazing. This is water. But it's been amazing, man. It's been an amazing week of football. Honestly, I know that we watched a little bit of the games. I watched the majority of them. Going to be completely transparent with everyone. Bills and Chiefs, I tapped out at the half. I was very tired. Had a very, very busy day that day. A lot of eventful non-sports things happened in my life. A lot, Josh. Played a lot of Pokemon. Played a lot of Pokemon Go.
We were just talking about Pokemon. Literally just talking about Pokemon. My weekend consisted of, and I don't know if anyone has heard this game before, as I bring my, there you go. That way I don't look inferior to Kimmel over here with my
Stature?
Video so high up. But anyway, I've been playing a game called Pow World, and it is amazing. Like I'm like addicted to it. Like this is the most I've gamed like in a long time. So if anyone has heard of Pow World, please join the conversation. Tell me how fun it is, because it is so much fun. Like I literally have it running right now. So
your guys can farm.
Yeah, so my guys can farm. I actually just died in that. So I really need to go find my stuff, because as you saw, I had nothing in my inventory at the time. But yeah, it's a fun game. But anyway, I want to ask you about the Lions, because you were a strong proponent to Dan Campbell sucks. This team is just not coached right. They're garbage.
Okay.
I want to find your opinion about the Lions.
You're going to take my words and take them out of context, which is fine. That's totally fine.
Am I?
Yeah. I said I said I wouldn't buy into him as a coach. I would look at him and go, wow, this is my coach. This guy's doing this and that, yada, yada, doing too much. Right. But I'm going to be honest. There's a couple things that happened to me over the weekend and over the past couple.
Did you become a believer?
Hold on. We're going to get there. Yeah. A past couple weekends, like I've grown up a little bit. I'm 38 years old now. My birthday was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. So happy belated birthday. I wish I would have known that. Where were you on that one?
It's whatever. I'm 38 years old now, so I just turned it. Like I said, and all of a sudden, I'm becoming more mature. So
mature.
So a lot of things, like I said,
that's what the mature people say. Mature.
I went to the mall to go get my kids' soccer cleats instead of prioritizing football games. But I did make them back in time, guys. But it took longer, it would have taken longer. So as I'm older, that happens. I have turned my stance on Baker Mayfield. I think he's a wonderful quarterback. I think he's amazing. I think that he actually he did a better job bringing a team together than Tom Brady did. I truly believe that. Don't Yeah, he was great. Brady's the GOAT, right? He is the guy with all the rings. But what I mean by that is all the odds against him. He always kept his team into it. He was always into it. You never saw him pouty face. You never saw pout face Baker. Never once this season did they go to the sidelines and he's smashing tablets, sad face, yelling at his offensive lineman. He's always pumping his guys up. So that right there has made me turn around. Did your guy die again?
Yeah, he died again.
You're not listening to what I said.
No,
I'm
listening to exactly what you're saying. You're talking about Baker Mayfield. And you're talking about how your opinion has changed on him because you're wrong and you're upset that a lot of people on the OUS Fantasy Football Podcast YouTube has came at you and you're trying to come back on what you said and make everyone else happy. Kimmel,
and then
you
Dan
just
Campbell,
need to believe in what you say and just go all in.
Hold on. And then Dan Campbell with the Lions. See, here's a difference between me and you and other people in the sports world. You guys live and die by your takes and this and that and this is that and this is that and this and here and that's there and this is final. This is written in pen. Guys, things change. Moments change. 1 minute, this guy's awesome. The second minute, I'm hearing people tell me Brock Purdy's not a good football player anymore. This is how fluid people are.
That's the issue. Like, they're all about hot takes. They don't believe in their opinion. And
is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? What I am? Am I a hot take guy that doesn't believe in my opinions?
No, I feel like you're, I want everyone to be happy. I don't want to upset anyone kind of person.
That too.
Yeah.
It sucks though, because in my main group chat, we have, of course, Bucks fans because I'm in Tampa. And then I have one Lions fan in my group chat, and they didn't talk to each other all day. And I'm thinking, this is a disaster. Sports are entertainment, supposed to bring people together, supposed to be like, hey, we're having a beer watching the game. Yeah. And instead, it brings these divided lines that don't mean anything. All I said was at half, by the way, in this group chat was, take the Bucks money line, live bet it. This guy flipped out on me. I'm not being a piece of S to you because you're a Lions fan. I'm saying, like, I think the Bucks have the momentum right now. I thought at that moment, going into the half, Bucks have the momentum and they're going to win the game. But they didn't. It is what it is. No, I picked Tampa straight up outright. I picked them outright to win the game. I bet on them. Yeah. I placed a bet on the Buccaneers to win.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone expected the Bucks to do what they did. Like, everyone counted them out. And it reminds me a lot of, I can't remember if it was the Falcons or Seattle, because there was another team, while I think the Buccaneers had a winning record, there was a team not a couple, but like a few years back that came in with a losing record. And they ended up winning their first game and kind of going on a winning streak. That's what Tampa Bay reminded me of, because everyone counted them out that first week, just like they did. I think it was Seattle. Did you see another moon?
Yeah, we got another one.
Yeah, there we go. I think a lot of teams counted them out, just like a lot of teams counted out the Packers. But did the Packers look good against the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah, that was a tough one.
In my opinion, is the best team in football. Like,
Packers?
Yeah, like, no. Yeah. 49ers are the best team.
They look like they're the best team in football. They should have beat the 49ers the way Brock Purdy played, the way that team played. Packers came out swinging, and Jordan Love looked really good. I had nothing bad to say about Jordan Love coming in. I had nothing good to say about Jordan Love coming in. I had no idea what Jordan Love was like. Yeah. And if we get this Jordan Love for the remainder of his career, what a scam. What a treasure, I guess it is, that if you're a Green Bay fan, you never had to deal with mediocrity, which upsets me.
Especially like, yeah, I mean, that's true. You had the 90s of Brett Favre. You then go to Aaron Rodgers, and now I'm not going to say like Love is anywhere near Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. Like, he still has a lot to prove. We saw Jalen Hurts go through what he did a year ago, and he looked on fire. Everyone said he was the number 2 quarterback in the NFL. Let's dial it back. Like you were saying earlier, we're a hot take community in fantasy football.
In all football.
Or not in fantasy, in sports. And fantasy football has created that a little bit.
ESPN and their stupid not stupid because it draws ratings and it was a good show for a while. But part of my take in Around the Horn, like those shows right there. And then you had like Cold Pizza back in the day. And all these talk shows, like everyone just wants to say something to get noticed. That's all it is.
But the issue is they know that everyone's going to forget about what they said in a couple weeks, or not even a week. The next day, you could literally say something different. People are like, oh yeah, that's a good opinion.
Yeah, and it's just the way what we do nowadays is RG3's yelling with Jay Gruden and it's crazy. I've never seen it like this. Social media has just opened up so much, and I know I sound like old man yelling at clouds, but it just wasn't like this when growing up. I felt like sports were better when I was growing up.
Yeah,
I felt they meant more. I felt like I cared more. I felt like the players cared more. I felt like the fans weren't so aggressive. Every time what do we do? When the playoffs happen, when the Cowboys lose, what do? We go on Twitter and we see a bunch of people punching TVs and burning clothes and, throwing fits. And that just wasn't like that.
Can we get rid of him? Skip Bayless. Can we just get rid of Skip Bayless? Is he?
I don't even know. Honestly, I haven't seen him since the whole.
Well, you're saying like thing. Burning clothes, like that's him. Like
okay,
his big thing is every year that the Cowboys lose, he'll take his Dak Prescott jersey and throw it away. And it's just like, okay, this gets old. Like, get over yourself.
Right.
Like, grow up.
But it's just more than him. It's just the real reactions and the people filming themselves watching them games, or people filming someone else watching a game. And then the key word,
destroying your TV.
Key word, you're watching a game.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter with your life. Once your team loses, you still have to go to work tomorrow. You still have to put your kids to bed. You still have life to live. It's not that big of a deal. And that was my whole point of the whole Lions Bucks thing. Is like they weren't mad at each other. It was no civil war, but it would have been fun to actually have fun and banter during the game instead of everyone go radio silent.
I'm to blame for that. Because I don't want people to talk trash to me. Because I'm not going to talk trash to you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It bugs me when people talk trash to me while I'm watching a game.
Well, see, I don't know. I'm watching the Dolphins game with the boys. We watched the game together, the Dolphins. My one buddy is super serious about it, like mother effort, we have 2 of this, and I'm just like, I'm just going, yeah, dude, I hear you, but like whatever, Yeah, like I see Brett, like I brought this up last week. I see Brett Legacy and all these guys on Twitter. Like, I'm not singling out Brett because he doesn't ever go crazy.
Sounds like you are.
Or like Dave Stager goes about the Packers, like, and other people, not just them. It's just they're on the network. I'm thinking about them, guys. It's just a game, not just you. I'm not pointing you guys out, but it's like people. Just chill out. We don't need to be calling each other's babies ugly. We don't need to be like taking shots. Like that's just the way I feel about sports. I'm 38 years old now, and that's just my life. Like I got shit to do. Things are more important than football, but I do enjoy watching the games. Let's get back to the real games though. I don't know if you're frozen. I don't know if you're like, I don't know. What's going on with you.
I'm here. I'm all here. I'm listening to you.
You're playing your game on your multiple screens.
No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you are. It's okay. Just say you're playing the game. Share screen share. Let's all play. We'll become a video game channel tonight.
I think we should, honestly.
Hey, what are they? Super chats. Get your super chats in.
Yeah. I just died while trying to catch a Pokemon.
You were playing the game.
I was.
You were playing the game.
100%.
So let me tell.
So I'm paying attention to you.
No, you weren't. But I did play Pokemon this weekend. Pokemon Go and on Nintendo Switch. I went to Community Day. It was Porygon Day. I caught a couple shinies. That was fun. A couple hours of that. And then I played Pokemon on Switch. I caught some Pokemon in the game. But okay. I also watched a lot of football. Can we talk about Brock Purdy going against the Detroit Lions this week? I think, in my opinion, hold on, Josh. In my opinion, if Debo doesn't play, they're going to lose this game.
See, my biggest issue with that game was the lack of utilization of Christian McCaffrey. I felt like they just kept trying to go deep, kept trying to get it to someone. When you have the best weapon in football, in Christian McCaffrey. Give him the ball, handoff, throw him a screen, do something, but get the ball in his hands. And I feel like the lack of utilization of him kind of stalled them a little bit. But then once they started giving Christian the ball, what happened?
Magic.
Yep, they took the lead.
Magic.
They sometimes I feel like coaches overthink things. Just go to what you're good at. Like the same thing. Let's relate this back to the Dolphins. Same thing happened. What are the Dolphins good at? Short passes early on, getting Tua in a 3-step drop, getting the ball out, and running to the edges. No, what do you want to do? You want to throw it deep, and we want to run between the tackles. I feel like every NFL coach feels like we got to do something different. They've seen all of this in the regular season. Let's switch it up. But your success happened during the regular season. So continue at what you're successful at. And I think that was the issue.
So let's move on to Detroit, going to San Francisco. What are they successful at? What are they best at? Running the ball, playing amazing hard-nosed defense with Aiden Hutchinson. Dude, if they don't, by the way, the Buccaneers, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you have to block that guy. He went in there unblocked against Baker multiple times. It didn't make any sense.
I don't think the Lions, I don't think they match up well against the 49ers.
I think this goes back into buying into Dan Campbell. I think he can get that team ready. They are fully bought in. I was 1,000% wrong. And
they have bought in.
Jared Goff has this chip on his shoulder. He's playing the best football of his career. He actually Jared Goff is a California guy. And I know you knocked Trevor Lawrence for this, saying like pretty much he doesn't care if he wins or loses. I think you said something he said something like that.
Well, he said something, and I said my take was it would knock me in the draft process if he said, I don't really care when there's other quarterbacks out there that I like.
And I get that same vibe from Goff. And I'm not saying he said that or anything. I just get that vibe from California guy, just chilling, whatever. It is hanging out with Blake Bortles, doing whatever he was doing. But now he's got this chip on his shoulder. Like I think Dan Campbell brought it out of him. Like he even said it himself. It's easy to get. I heard this from a quote on Fox or something. It's easy to get complacent when you're the first overall pick, right? Things come easy. But then when you get traded and you're knocked down, and now you're the afterthought. You're the throw-in piece for Matthew Stafford. It really got him going. And Dan Campbell was the perfect coach to get that out of him. And that's the little things Dan Campbell does that I didn't appreciate. I still don't probably. I'll still probably trash him in the offseason if he's doing those things, those up and downs, up downs.
Yeah, but you got to think a lot of people with Dan Campbell, and a lot of people in the NFL world today expect the coach to be the schematic genius. Like that's the NFL coach we need today. But if you can find a schematic genius when it comes to your offensive coordinator, your defensive coordinator, things of that nature, you need someone that can rally a room. I talked about Dallas could 100% use a Dan Campbell because you need a culture change. You need someone to build that culture that's going to be useful and valuable, and create that buy-in, like you were saying. That's what Dallas needs. And like that is a role that a head coach needs, and he is probably the best out there at motivating and getting a buy-in of a NFL locker room.
So can we pivot over to the AFC? Because I want to laugh at the Bills for being Bills.
Laugh at the Bills?
Oh yeah, I do. Now I'm not hateful towards any fan base, but I will say that the Bills are the most laughable fan base in the league. I'm happy they lost.
Reactions.
I didn't see any reactions. I saw 0 reactions. Was there reactions? The only thing I saw yesterday, I was off social media most of the week, most of the weekend, had no time for it. I did see somebody in a Lions shirt get FU'd or attitude adjustment off of a truck into a flaming table. I saw that.
Huh.
That's the only thing I saw on the weekend.
I don't know what that means.
So there's a flaming table in on the ground on set up. They're in the bed of a truck. He's got him in a fireman's carry situation, and then he just lifts him over and slams him. That's called the attitude. It's John Cena's finisher.
Okay.
John Cena does. And then he went to the flaming table, Then his ass caught on fire, and he was in snow, and he got up and ran through the table, and nobody knew how to put the fire out, and then the video ended.
Huh. Okay.
Bill,
You didn't.
Bill,
So you didn't see the Bills fan with his beanie over top of his head, like crying.
no. I do know someone who lives here and flew up to the game because he's a massive Bills fan, and I love that guy. And I don't want to wish any ill will towards him, but God, what a waste of trip. You're sitting there freezing. You're going to a game you know you're gonna lose. You know you're gonna lose, and then you're just gonna watch your team get their ass beat again. Not their ass beat. I know it was close, but man, Mahomes is just a Josh Allen owner, the father of Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. And we said this on the show many times. At least I have. I don't care how bad that team is, or how bad they look, or how bad they even are. They have Mahomes.
Yeah.
And when they have Mahomes, it don't matter.
I don't know if you remember when I was awkwardly talking about when I did my single show awkwardly. I made the mention of it's the Chief, like, and they can just turn it on in the playoffs. I don't know if they still have turned it on. They're like awkwardly winning the game, but it's Mahomes, and they're figuring out a way. Travis Kelce is kind of turning it on right now. But it is a weird way of winning. Like, they should be blowing these teams out because the other teams they're playing aren't looking the greatest. But they're finding a way to win, and it's, I mean, all you can do.
I said this before the season started. I actually predicted the Bills wouldn't make the playoffs. That was my prediction. If you go all the way back, they barely didn't make. They won the division, so I can't say barely, but I will say they didn't look like a playoff team half the season. This is probably the last year, not the last year. They'll still be good and relevant. If you have Josh Allen, you'll always be good and relevant. But I wonder how far is this where Josh Allen gets him? Is this the end? Is this they're never going to get over the hump? They're basically the new Buffalo Bills all over again. History repeats itself. They're just not good enough. There's too many good teams. You have Baltimore, Kansas City. Now you have the uprise of CJ Stroud. There's just too much talent in the AFC.
How bad do you think the Bills fans felt after they heard wide right? That is like the worst thing for a Bills fan to hear is wide right.
Yeah. And I hear a lot of controversies. Oh, kickers missed a lot of kicks this week, and football shouldn't have kickers. And I got people in my group chat calling these guys P words, Dirtbag Dave saying these guys are useless. And I'm like, guys, and I wish I even looked this up. I bet you, I'm willing to bet all my monies in the history of the world that I'll ever make from now to the end of my life. There's been more game-winning field goal mades. There's been more game-winning field goals made than missed. I guarantee it. There has to be a thing. I wish somebody would get this data because I want to see it. Because every time people miss a kick, it's like a bad beat in poker. If you lose to the river card, oh, they have one out and they hit it, and you talk about it for years, but you don't talk about all your big wins because the big wins, they don't stick in your head because they don't hurt you. The big losses do. So whenever you miss a kick, you died again.
No. I'm listening to you. I'm feeling the sadness of them missing the kick.
I'm not sad about it at all. I think it's great. Glad miss more kicks, Bills. But what I will say this: stop hurting these guys. Stop abusing these kickers. They're actually better at their job than anyone else in the football field is. It's a fact. Their percentages is proof. Nobody's throwing 80% completion percentage. No one's rushing for right.
I think that's hard to.
I'm just saying at their job, they're the best on the field at their position. As in nobody does their job better. If they were running out their 65% field goal kicking percent.
Yeah, but like
I'm just saying if they had if they had 5 block field goals, that's the same as it. Some guys are throwing 13 interceptions. They're getting maybe one block field goal a year. I'm just saying,
let's talk about this. An NFL quarterback will throw the amount of field goals a kicker will kick his entire season.
I'm just saying.
In one game.
All I'm saying is I'm just saying. These guys.
I know. You're just saying. They're
the most accurate. They're the most think about all the kickoffs they do, all the touchbacks, all the things you don't even see.
No, it's impressive. Like we look at what they do, and it's just one thing. They just have to kick a ball. But we underestimate how hard it is to kick a ball. And I think what Pat McAfee is doing every Saturday, having someone show up and say, hey, we'll give you $100,000 if you can make this field goal. And people have tried. Some people have made it, but I would say 90% have missed that field goal. And it's only like a 35-yard field goal.
Okay. Josh, I'm going to ask you guys this, especially y'all in the chat if you're here. Now, I'm not talking ball on a tee, you get all the time in the world. It's either you have to rush for a touchdown against an NFL defensive lineman on a 1-yard line. You're the running back, you have to make it over.
1-yard line against an NFL defensive lineman.
Hold on. Or you just have to make a 30-yard field goal, but all live times, real snap, real rush coming in. I guarantee more people are going to score the touchdown.
Yeah, I think I'm trying. Like, I don't
Because
think
you gotta think about
if
it.
you
You
gave me
snap
10 out of 10 times, I'm not making that field goal at all.
Ever.
But I'm probably trying to make that field goal because I know that first time I get hit by an NFL defensive lineman, I'm dead. Like, I'm hurt.
You're still going to get hit by these guys rushing in because you have to go against special teams.
Yeah, I know, but I'm protected.
Are you though? I see a lot of people get hit back there. And
Yeah,
by the
but I'm
time-
protected.
But I will say this. The odds of them snapping it perfectly, the guy getting in there, and then you being able to time it up perfectly to kick it, that's never going to happen. That might happen twice out of your 10 chances because you're not going to time that up.
How long do I get to practice? Because if I get a week of practice under me.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? The timing.
Oh, no, I agree. I think people underestimate the skill and the talent that goes behind kicking a football.
Yes.
Like, a lot of people can't kick a soccer ball into the net, let alone kick an oblong football
they don't know.
into.
People
I get it. Like, no, I 100% agree. Like, a lot of people don't know the skill and talent that goes into a lot of these jobs, like NFL or just any job in general. And they're like, oh, that's easy. I could do that. Until they actually do that job and know the whatever the word I'm trying to say, the skill that goes behind it and all the little things that you have to do to actually accomplish that.
How good are you at bowling? Do you bowl?
I'm not very good at bowling. Like, I can't spin it. I can't but I can throw it straight. And
do you know the concept of bowling though?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a pretty good bowler. Humble brag, right? Stay humble. I'm good. So there's something called, the 10 pin. It's very difficult. It's very common to leave. You throw a perfect strike, you hit the pocket, boom, you leave the 10 pin.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the guy who only throws strike balls, or you're specializing to only pick up that 10 pin? What do you think is harder, to hit the pocket or to hit that one little pin?
I think it's hard to hit that one little pin.
It is. So imagine a guy going, okay, guys, bring in the 10 pin specialist, and every single time, all eyes are on him, and he has to hit the perfect spot every single time. Quarterbacks don't get that. They're like, F it, throw it up. Big Mike's going to make a play. We saw that many times this weekend. All I'm saying is give these guys slack. I guarantee these guys win you more games than they lose. You just remember the ones they lose. That's all. It's just what it is.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the NFL quarterback throws the amount of passes that a kicker will kick an entire season.
And a kicker's kicks are more important than a passer's pass.
Yeah, and that's what makes them more important because there's less of them. So we hang on to every kick rather than hanging on to every pass in the NFL.
Here's a rule that someone came up with, or maybe they had a rule before. I'm not sure. I'm not a historian. The field goal kicker and punter, they have to be position players as well. You can no longer hire specialists. They have to play a certain amount of snaps. So it makes everyone on an even playing field. Like, your linebacker has to go kick if he's your best kicker on the team. What do you think about that?
I mean,
how fun would that be?
It'd be cool, but at the same time, there's definitely players like Chad Johnson went out and kicked the field goal.
Of course.
So there's definitely players that can do that. It's just it kind of takes away from.
There's no specialist punt returners. They're all wide receivers or running backs or DBs.
There are specialists though.
Yeah, but they
Devin
play.
Hester, you wouldn't consider him a specialist?
He played a little receiver, but not too much.
Yeah, I mean, I would think he's a
But
specialist.
he's a special. Like, the majority, no one's, Devin Hester had that job because he's Devin Hester. The normal guy, like, is still a receiver on the team.
I'm trying to think of, because Devin Hester at first was cornerback.
Cornerback, yeah.
And then they said, okay, well, we're going to try a receiver because you're quick and you can return the ball. Let's see what you can do with the ball in your hand rather than trying to defend it.
What a fun time. So much better in life.
He was so
Hey,
good.
let me ask you, because we're getting, no, we're not actually, dang, we got a bunch of show left. Let's go.
Yeah.
But can we make predictions? Do we want to make predictions this weekend?
We can. Do you want to predict out the rest of the playoffs here, or?
I mean, there's only 3 more games left, Josh, in the whole season.
Yeah.
3
or
games.
Do you want to go week by week? That's the real question.
Week by week is the way to go. So when I'm wrong, nobody can hold me accountable.
Okay.
That's just the way I live life.
Yeah, I know. Because you don't want the YouTube people coming after you.
Those are mean people. They're very mean. You YouTube people are very awful people, hurtful. But all right, so we have start with the NFC. 49ers, Detroit. I think we already spoke about this game ad nauseum, but who do you think wins the game?
Yeah, I don't think the Lions match up well against the 49ers. So I am going to go with the 49ers, obviously. I don't see where they match up well against them.
He died again.
No, I didn't.
He died again
before I died. I got out before I died.
You can't even. You're addicted to the game. It's okay. I've been addicted to the games before. Lego Fortnite updates tomorrow. I'm pretty excited for that.
Ooh, my mom coming in hot saying that the Lions are going to win. I just don't think the defense matches up well against the Lions offense doesn't match well against the 49ers defense. And I just don't think reverse that situation. I think 49ers are just going to run up and down the field because 49ers have really good passing attack. You have the Lions secondary, which is awful. And then you have Christian McCaffrey, who's going to dominate the run game regardless of who they're playing because it's Christian McCaffrey and he's the best running back in the NFL.
I think the 49ers win this game. I think they get out-coached. I think they get outplayed. It's not going to be a blowout, but it's going to be the biggest, I guess, distance between scores from the weekend.
You're saying 49ers win or lose?
Win.
Okay. Because you said they win, and then you said they get out-coached and they get outplayed.
No. I said the 49ers are going to out-coach Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm back, baby. Let's go. All right, so the AFC, this one is interesting because we didn't see playoff Lamar. Playoff Lamar did not exist last week.
He did, but his legs were able to get him out.
Exactly, because Houston's not a great defense, and they were never built to be a good defense. They're just Houston. Now they're going against Kansas City, who has a little bit better defense. Chris Jones can make some noise, can disrupt that offensive line. I believe, and I know people are going to say that I'm dumb, but I don't care. I'm not betting against Mahomes. I never have. I never will.
Yeah.
I did say the Buffalo Bills were going to win last night to a couple people, but I was reverse jinxing them. Promise you I was. I hate the Bills. I would never want them to win. I do think Kansas City Chiefs outplay the Lamar Jacksons because that's the thing that they are the Lamar Jacksons. Yeah. They don't really have any support. Gus Edwards is not great. Dalvin Cook is washed. Zay Flowers just I don't know what he is at this point. Odell's washed. Andrews, who knows if he's going to play well.
Where's Odell been? Has he even been on the field? Like I tried looking for Odell on the field half the time.
That's how he's been all season. Like to me, he makes a big splash play and he disappears for a couple of games. I'm going with the Chiefs here for 2 reasons. Mahomes and Taylor Swift. Don't laugh.
Okay.
Don't laugh. I'm not even going to go into my conspiracies about how the NFL is rigged or scripted. Jeez. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go into any of that. I'm just going to say, and I'm going to ask everyone an honest question. Who's going to bring more viewers? Taylor Swift or not Taylor Swift to the Super Bowl? That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna go. No, I'm not gonna go with any reasons or conspiracies. I'm just asking you guys simple questions.
Here's my
Who
thing.
do you think the NFL wants in the Super Bowl more? Taylor Swift or not Taylor Swift?
Here's
I'll
my
leave it at
thing. If we look at it, you can do the Taylor Swift thing all you want. Taylor Swift wasn't the talk of that game, by the way.
Well, hold on.
It was
There's
Jason
more.
Kelsey.
We have a whole reality show now in the fucking press box. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. Here's the thing. When we look at the matchup, I don't think the Baltimore receivers are going to match up well against the Kansas City Chiefs. But here's the thing. Those are the receivers. Are we getting Mark Andrews back?
We don't know yet.
Could we see a double tight end of my guy? Let's just say my guy, Isaiah Likely, who I told you in the draft process was the number 1 tight end in that draft class. With Mark Andrews, I don't think that's a great matchup for the Kansas City Chiefs, which, if they have to account for that, is going to open up more in the passing game for the receivers, because Zay Flowers is a weapon. As a rookie, that guy is a threat. He looks good. And the big thing is the Baltimore Ravens are the best running team in football. And I don't know how the Kansas City Chiefs go against the run, but you pair that with their tight ends, I think there's going to be trouble there for the Kansas City Chiefs. While the receivers don't match up well against Kansas City, everything else does. And Baltimore's defense is looking really, really good. I think it's going to be a very close game, because I think we're still going to get playoff Lamar, depending on how well he does. And I think we're going to see, again, one of my guys, Nick Bolton, match up against Lamar. I think they're going to have him follow him around a little bit. It's going to be a fun matchup there. Kansas City defense against Baltimore. But I don't know. I'm going to have to go with Baltimore in this one. It's going to be a really close game. But I'm going to have to think Baltimore edges.
Don't be surprised Monday morning we're talking about flags, penalties, referees instead of players. I'm just saying, don't be surprised.
Well, that's been every year.
Well, I know it's a constant thing, and guys, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be. I'm really not. But the Taylor Swift effect is real. They want her there. Super Bowl, NFL, that's huge mega ratings. They're already going to get mega ratings.
I'm not going to be naive enough. I'm not going to be naive enough to tell you that no way that the NFL puts in a, hey, we'd like to see this happen. But it's hard to.
It's not hard.
It's hard to not sell that storyline. Like, how are you, if it comes into where the referees play a major part in that game, people are coming out of the woodworks coming after the NFL at that point. Especially the Swiftie haters. And there's a lot of haters out there that, as we notice, Taylor Swift is just up there cheering, having fun, and they pan to her. They panned to Jason Kelsey last week, or last game, much more. He was much more obnoxious, and people absolutely loved him.
Because we know he's real. We know he's real. We know his motivation's real.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, as a fan base, I'm not saying that's my thoughts. I'm just saying, if you look at it from other person's perspective, you're like, oh, that's a football guy at a football game doing football things. He's real. He's supporting his brother. It's like Eli going to support Peyton, Peyton going to support Eli. This right here, I'm not saying me, as an old 38-year-old man, I've changed my ways. She can have fun all she wants. If she wants to, seriously, if she wants to do these things and have fun and go to the games, that's her, dude. That's her prerogative. Good for her. If the NFL wants to buy her more for more games, good for. If the contract ends at the Super Bowl, good for them.
So you truly feel like this is not a relationship?
I don't know. I don't care. How about that? I don't care. I've grown, Josh.
I mean, I'll take that. There's a lot of people that try and act like they don't care, and they're more into this drama than they're deeper in this than half the Swifties.
It's funny because as a grown adult, 38-year-old man, I caught myself going, man, I hate this B word, right? I hate her. I don't know why. But then I'm like,
that's my girl.
But hold on. Then I'm like, why? Why do I hate her? Like, why do I hate her? And I sat there and think, I don't hate her. I hate the idea of her. I hate society. And that's what it came down to. I hate this TikTok world we live in. But anyway, let's not get down. That's a whole nother podcast. I can't talk about that right now.
Yeah.
I can't. It would depress me. Someone brought up bullying in schools, like just in general. Like, and he said this to me because we're the same age. He's like, Josh, when we went home, we were able to get away from the bullies. Now these kids can't escape because they're addicted to social media and the bullies are still on social media. And it's just a different life that we don't know how to parent our kids and coach them up for this and prepare them because we didn't go through it. And that scares me as a father. Like my son's 6, almost 6 years. He's in March will be 6. And I don't know how to coach him up to prepare him for social media because I never used it at that age. And I don't even know how he's going to comprehend it. That scares me to go into deeper thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's definitely a scary thing in the world. We didn't imagine when we first got into social media how crazy it is and how, I guess because we lived in a world without it, we also knew that there was a world without it. But once you're engulfed in it in today's world,
and sometimes
you know.
You just gotta disconnect. Like I'm battling myself right now. Like, do I need Twitter? Do I need Instagram? Is it worth my time? And I'm kind of leaning towards it's not. And what am I gonna lose when I delete those apps? I'm not gonna lose anything.
You're gonna lose a lot of great relationships that you've gained over the years.
But why can't
your YouTube friends, everyone?
I will say this. I did in one group chat in one fantasy league where I don't know these people personally. I'm like, guys, just text me. Here's my number. One guy texted me and he's cool. His name's Jake. What's up, Jake? If you're watching.
What's up, Jake? We appreciate you.
Just normal. I will say this. Twitter, I've gained, I would say you as a friend, Justin as a friend, and a couple other people like, oh yeah, you're cool people, but I wouldn't call you friends because I don't talk to you daily. It's also gotten me opportunities to go to this, the Senior Bowl to go see that. Yeah. But is it doing more harm than good? I don't have time to analyze this right now, but I think it is. I think it's doing more harm than good. That's all I'll say. And I don't know if you're blurry, you're frozen. People in the chat, who's frozen?
I'm thinking. I'm just really good at being still.
No, you've been blurry all night and frozen all night. I don't know if it's my internet or yours. I really don't know.
It's probably mine. My internet's been a little wonky here lately. I don't know. I think that's a little too deep for right now. you like to take this thing off the rails a little bit.
Next week, we're breaking down Twitter and its usage and how teenagers use it.
We're going to come with stats. We're going to have scientific-based journals.
Like, it's bad,
We're
man.
going all in.
People are comparing each other to each other. Like, oh, she's here, there. Like,
that's always happened.
But yeah, I know but it's getting to a bigger problem. Like,
it's because you're able to get to it at a moment's notice. I mean, it's always happened. We've had, how many girls back in I don't know when it was, compared themselves to Farrah Fawcett, who the men had hanging up on their walls. Plenty of them.
I know.
It's just that the conversations can go a little deeper and a little faster than they ever have.
And this gets back into the sports situation where now we used to just trash and jaw with each other, with our circle base. But now we're on Twitter calling Cowboys fans this, calling Dolphins fans that, calling out each other's
They've all
kids.
became, here's the moral of the story is, fans have just become Philadelphia fans in general on Twitter. Like, you get to them face to face. Here's the thing. I can appreciate Philadelphia fans because they're going to be the same on social media as they are in person. other fan bases, oh, we're nice. Don't come to our stadium. But you get them on Twitter and they're coming at you the same as the Philadelphia fan would. So it's like
fault. It made people soft, cowards,
backstabbing,
losers.
Yep. But anyway, I feel like that was your last thoughts because you went deep there. Anyway, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Join our Discord, Mugs and Balls. I would say any last words, but I don't want to go too deep into this because you have went off the rails 100%. Appreciate everyone.
So what happens when I drink, people?
Josh Kimmel US, Josh Wingate 302.